doesn't get credit, of course, for those pitch yards. It goes to the slot backs. Here it's Nelson Smith as fullback, and ECU trying to rip the ball free, but Bruce Bibb.
Defensive backs blocking, which is one of the #1 jobs in this offense.
Another inside run, ECU ready this time around. Daniel Charles.
Some tight, they've seen some double flex, they've seen some tackle over.
Here on 3rd and 3. Maybe top 5 of the country on 3rd down, and there's Perry again! Malcolm Perry! Ripped down on high inside of the 30.
On a pretty regular basis, if you give him this much room and space on the outside.
30 yards there. Another look to Nelson Smith, and it feels, Randy, like Navy is exposing Perry. There's a 30-yard jaunt on this drive. Wide disparity in rush yards already. Now Perry loading to throw. Off the pump. Under duress, and he somehow gets some positive yardage out of it. Jalen Price rips him down.
Looking at it from the offensive standpoint, just taking that ball down and trying to get whatever you can instead of throwing it into coverage.
Here's another wrinkle. Shotgun, 4 wide, single back. Motion. Sweep it. And Taj Malloy, the slot man, has the first down.
Cooper blocking all the way out of bounds up on the top of the screen. That's what he'll do to you.
6'5", 215. Off the fake, Perry trying to keep. Gets ripped down from behind. Option background. Had members of his offensive staff learn from Navy every other year.
Both wide receivers in tight.
Oh, what a sell on the fake. Perry keeps. Touchdown! He beat Daniel Charles. Perry has some of those rocket-like abilities as well. He's been the star of the show early. Looking to throw, takes some contact and overshoots his target. Looking there for C.J. Williams this week. Wanting to get in Perry's face, disrupt junction points of the offense. Oh, there, a disruptive block, and then Perry able to shield. ECU has been trying to pry the ball free, but Gerard Springer and Bruce Bibb. A lot of big bodies for Navy. Fullback pound by Nelson Smith, a vicious lick from Bruce Bibbins. That'll be good for 4.
Different formations, and Ivan Jasper right now, the offensive coordinator, really mixing it up.
Dozen years as the OC, but his first time on the field since 2007. That one read well again by Bibbins 2 weeks ago in the open. Perry keeping, bounces off the first hit. That second effort will get him to the 41. Xavier,
the center and captain, comes in there and gives Perry a little bit of a push and lets them get those extra yards.
And those two are often competitive with one another.
Oh, you
just
think?
About everything.
It's for service academies.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. And here, Service Academy and Navy trying to go 1-0 in league play. Perry trying to follow his fullback, doesn't have a whole lot there. Greeted by Daniel.
Going to the shotgun.
Dramatic change. Press shown by ECU. They have shown that slot sweep, so they bite for it again, and then Perry joysticks his way over mid
motion.
The layering of play calling by Ivan Jasper. Perry gets undercut, stumbles just.
Seeing him eye to eye. And it's showing, it's paying off.
Perry, helmet ripped off, flag out.
That could be a face mask, you think?
Oh, Perry, chance to take a shot. He does, wide open connection, touchdown, 29 yards for C.J. Williams. Over a century as an independent.
This is an offense built for the lead.
Perry. He is built to make men miss. He lost Daniel Charles something fierce.
His new confidence and just the way he carries himself. It's a reflective of everything that's going right for him. That's where you can call some defense and you can do some business.
Ryan Mitchell, very soft coverage on the near side. Perry locked far, and underneath he's got C.J. Williams, who runs into a bear hug grid. Spun out of bounds.
Has clearly been effective. In that first quarter when he overthrew the pass, he looked at the sideline. Jasper gave him a quick 2 claps and almost like, it's okay, we got this. So definitely calming him down.
To beat Georgia, because that means they're going to run about 50.
Out of a called timeout, toss play, Nelson Smith. Navy showing confidence in its offense, and Smith slams off the first hit, had his helmet knocked off, gets 9 yards.
4th down. This is an offense, they go for it a lot of first.
And this is after ECU elected to go for a field goal. Now reverse it to Michael Cooper. He's got size and speed. He's got the all but one of them have been critical in Navy scoring drives.
A lot of grass up top.
Another toss, but it's off. Smith cleans it up. And Smith looked like he was out of bounds a stride or two before. The who worked extensively with Malcolm Perry on their timing over the summer. Off the fake, he'll follow the fullback. And he's in. Touchdown. 3 rushing. He was a few yards downfield before the pitch arrived. Varied looks. Going to go shotgun here. Do you take a chance? They've shown the sweep game a few times. Perry instead reading on the option. Decides to cut. Oh my goodness. He is making good FBS football.
Second quarter, Alabama leads South Carolina 24-10.
Athleticism on display all around in the passing game for Navy. Perry doesn't have it, and he is down. Expense. Keeping here. Reverses field. Oh, and hammered. Chance Pervitine arrives. ECU doesn't have a defender beyond the 45.5. Flip it out. Nobody home. Just a lot of white jerseys.
Pursuit drills and running and up downs.
A lot of vigor for the Navy new look defense. And Perry, who was contained a lot in the late stage of the first, gets a big block and gets dragged down up.
Consistent basis, because he's just, let's be honest, he's not the biggest guy.
Added about 5 pounds of muscle. Here the inside run, it stood up. Xavier Smith, no gain. Here's the defensive coordinator, the veteran Bob Trott. And Perry on 3rd down goes to that boundary side and gets aided out of bounds and around.
They're over Ford Higgins, the center, lined up in between the center and the guard.
Nelson Smith. There's Turner to help clean it up.
Very basic. The psychology is kind of wide open.
Shifting gears, Malcolm Perry. Oh my goodness, the contact from Colby. Rules that spilled from last season. 3rd and 6. Navy 5 of 8 on 3rd downs today. Perry tries to tuck and surge upfield, gets suplexed down about a yard.
Quick motion for hard counts. You got tackle over right. A lot of power on the right side.
Ball just shy of the 45 by the spot. They do go for it. Perry trying to follow that right side. He's got the push. He's got the 1st down. The waiting arms of.
Anytime you're playing an option team, you've got to get to these junction points, whether it's the quarterback and the fullback or the quarterback and the pitchback.
Perry keeps off the slight fake and gets stood up. Xavier Smith, Chance Purvis. Ball disruption. It's not even about forcing turnovers, but it's something that happens with disruption. Perry on 2nd down. In stride.
Turf monster got him.
And he did seem to go off a little gingerly. He's still looking for his first career touchdown. Toss play here. That worked well in the first. It works again for Nelson Smith. Daniel Charles along for the ride out.
Power back or not. Extra lineman left.
They've been going left side quite a bit. Perry takes a couple of licks. Devondre.
No extra lineman here. Just a double wing there with the receivers.
Perry tosses it out. Taj Malloy gets inside of the 5. Daniel Charles.
Consistent. The Navy backs have fought for the extra yards, led by Malcolm Perry.
So here's 3rd and short. There's a big push. Just shy.
65, maybe.
Yeah, that could be generous.
Extra lineman right.
Perry keeps. Perry with a push. Touchdown, Navy. Malcolm Perry.
Him to Navy, and how choosing to attend the Naval Academy was one of his best decisions. During his time on campus for the event, Staubach met with all the Navy quarterbacks, and Malcolm Perry told us it was great to meet the legend. All calls right here.
C.J. Williams. 80 yards, touchdown. Back. They rotated Olsen, Tiger Gosselin, and Dalen Morris literally play to play 2 weeks ago. But Olsen is now the number 2, and you called it, partner. You said you're not going to pop him and push him back.
He'll revert back to the linebacker and lower his shoulder on you pretty soon.
Yeah, that includes interest out of Kansas to be a linebacker. Isaac Ruas getting reps at the second fullback slot. Had lost in close late games to Georgia Tech, NC
God, I
State.
love those woulda, shoulda, couldas.
Olsen, oh, he is inviting the harm, driving the shoulder into the belly of Ramseur.
Well, that's running right through a linebacker. Through the linebacker.
Ruas, flag out, short by about a yard, but
can't do that. That's going to get called every single time.
it was disrupting Alex Turner. Great late pitch. Travis Brannon. Where the coverage on specials, ankle grab by Devondre Tet pitch. Navy entered today leading the FBS in rushing yards per game. Ball on the ground. Ruas able to pounce upon it. And that's part of the growing petitions with Perry nursing the elbow and the bye week. That meant more reps for Olsen in the off week, including a lot with the first unit. And Olsen loading up to throw. Bobbled, flag out. That is a catch. Brought in by Miles Fells. And his spot isn't great, right? It's a bad spot.
It's about where it was. It was closer to the 45.
And Olsen right into Turner. Surges to the Tololo. And they do have the offense out there with a whole different formation here out of the ECU timeout. And Olsen brought down and sacked. Gerard Stringer
Out of their class, let's put it that way.
Well, Navy's out of its backup quarterback and Perry Olsen. He's already been out there for a few possessions. Here, able to turn it up. He's showing the speed and the power. No fear in the young, where he said leadership, big playability, and what we can do with him because of his body, his build. And Isaac Ruas can do it as well. Rumbles into Aaron Rand. They were grasping, trying to find an identity, but it was Jasper in concert with Ken Niumatalolo who resoundingly said, Malcolm Perry is our guy. And here Perry Olsen gets dropped for a loss by Gerard Stringer. He had missed some time at fall camp with an undisclosed ailment. Does have 6 carries on the young season. Perry Olsen, a later pitch. Oh, there's the contact from of offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchi. He pointed out that Chris Slade was always disrupting the ball. Perry Olsen disruptive with his physicality, gets just beyond. You see the blood there.
It's got a lock on it.
It does. Well, able to lock down any extra threat from ECU. Only something that could tarnish the score. Ruas in the backfield. A lot of the second and third unit out there for Navy at this stage. Ruas right over top of the first wave. Gerard Stringer.
Fast football team at UCF.
American trying to brand itself as a Power 6 league, and number 6 Perry Olsen. Our prayers that he is as good as possible, as quickly as possible. And nothing there on the ground. Need to improve upon, but
yeah, I mean, with another week, a week of like almost a little camp before they get ready to start getting before it's Memphis week.
Toss to Harris. Talbert Loving in there as well. Navy's offense can just come out and take some knees. 2 3 and outs today. 7 tackles.
Hey, loves metrics. Loves numbers.
You know what metrics do, Randy, when you align them right? They result in wins. And that's why his metrics are driven with purpose. You know, the metric is, and it seems obvious, right?
Yeah.
You do that a lot, of course you're going to win. But that way there are specific highlighted, underscored goals.